Have you ever seen two 70-year-old men argue online, threaten each other, and then schedule a meeting somewhere quiet to settle it? It sounds like a bizarre TikTok drama, right? Except this time it's not teenagers or drunk podcasters, it's Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. Or, more precisely, the man formerly known as President of Russia, who still acts like he owns the country. It started with bold threats on the internet. Trump gave Russia a 50-day deadline to stop the war in Ukraine. Then suddenly, it became 12 days. Then 10. And now, 8. The countdown is on, apparently, but no one really knows. To what? And here's a question for you. Is this truly a prelude to World War III, or just the most expensive meme battle in history? If you had to pick, who would you bet on? The ex-president with a temper, or the cold-blooded chess player with nukes? Let's break it down. In this video, we'll dive deep into the weirdest nuclear standoff since the Cold War. Analyze who's bluffing, who's flexing, and who might actually push the red button. And, of course, explore the mindset behind the madness. The modern mindset. So hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's unpack this geopolitical circus. Because sometimes, surviving a meme war might be your most important survival skill. Trump's countdown diplomacy began like a reality TV ultimatum. 50 days, then 10, then suddenly, just 8 days for Russia to stop the war. It's almost like he's reducing Ukraine to a Black Friday sale. Hurry up, Vladimir, this ceasefire deal expires soon. Meanwhile, Russia claps back with something a little more old school. Hypersonic missiles, nuclear submarines, and a tone so calm it's basically trolling. Putin's allies even joked online, calling Trump's meltdown the sweetest music they've heard all week. Now here's where the modern mindset kicks in. If the US really wanted to force Russia's hand, would they be doing it through angry tweets and threats of serious consequences? Or is this just another move in the psychological chess game of international politics? Let's pause and ask, what does America even gain from winning the war with Russia? Global respect? Maybe. A stronger hand against China? Possibly. But what happens if they lose, or worse, if they try to win and end up losing both the war and their credibility? And now the community's asking, is this posturing or panic? Power play or panic attack? Because if Trump is sending subs while typing in all caps, we might not be in a Cold War. We might just be watching the world's most dangerous midlife crisis. Leave a comment below. If you were in charge, how would you de-escalate this madness? Or better yet, would you even try? Subscribe for part 3, because this psychological game of chicken is far from over.
Now, imagine this. You're Vladimir Putin. You've watched NATO slowly crawl toward your doorstep for over a decade. You see missiles, bases, alliances, all getting just a little too cozy near Moscow. And then one day, the US says, don't worry, it's not aimed at you. That's like someone setting up a sniper nest outside your house and saying, relax, I'm just bird watching. If you're leading a nuclear power, do you wait for the first shot, or do you make sure the shot never happens? This is where Russia's logic kicks in. Prevent the fire while it's still a spark. Because once Ukraine joins NATO, once the infrastructure is in place, the game is no longer chess. It's Russian roulette. And this is what the West rarely admits. Sometimes, brute force isn't proof of strength. It's the last resort of fading dominance. If America truly had uncontested power, it wouldn't need to threaten. Power that speaks softly is the kind that scares the most. Now, from a human perspective, can you blame a nation for wanting to control its own fate? Can you fault a leader for not trusting the same country that once promised not to expand, and then expanded anyway? If you were in Russia's shoes, would you strike first, or try diplomacy and pray it's not a trap? Comment your thoughts below, because war today isn't just bullets and bombs. It's fear, perception, and who controls the narrative first. In the end, maybe this isn't about warheads or submarines. Maybe it's about power that's slipping, and leaders trying to look strong as they lose grip. Because when the most powerful men on Earth resolve conflict like teenage keyboard warriors, it says more about ego than strategy. Trump may rant, Putin may posture, but behind all the theatrics lies a chilling truth. Nobody's really in control. Not fully. Not when nuclear threats are tossed around like insults in a group chat. And if you zoom out, you'll see a pattern. True power doesn't shout, it whispers. It doesn't move pieces loudly on the board. It makes you believe you move them yourself. That's the modern mindset. Cold, strategic, and surgical. So ask yourself, who's actually winning here? The side that shouts the loudest, or the one that doesn't need to? let's open the floor. If his whole standoff were just a global flex, who do you think flinches first? If you were a citizen stuck in between these two egos, what would you want your country to do? Hit that like if this made you rethink the game. Drop your thoughts below. We read every comment. And make sure you're subscribed, because next time, we're breaking down the China playbook. You won't want to miss it.